So we are honored and to welcome you all on this special occasion through the launch of this book, which is entitled as Gender Narratives, Voicing and the Discourse. Today, we have not only gathered to, this online meeting for the celebrate this book launch, but also to embark on a journey which Professor Rekha Pande has set on us. And let me tell you to Rekha ma'am, like we have, your students have grown in such a manner where we can put your journey of academics further, even if you are there and we are helping us, each other, and this journey is going to be success in the future as well. So let me begin by saying this, this idea of felicitating this book or felicitating ma'am, which has begun in 2019, and due to the COVID reason and because of the corona and everything, it got delayed. But that idea was already there in our mind. Actually, it was the idea which has been propagated in our mind when we went, me and Jiva brother met in the South Indian History Congress, and we have decided to, felicitate our Rekha ma'am in this, in her honor. So was there, and it was got so much, help from Rajesh sir, and there are so many other people, those who have joined in that regard. So I am very lucky, and they have not only, contents. Always they have promoted us this idea, but also they have said like we should definitely go ahead with this idea. So in that regard, we have already come up with the history book, which has already came into being, but now the gender book, which has came quite late, but it is okay since that the idea was already there. And there are so many problems which has arises in between. We have contacted so many publisher in that regard. Primus publisher has also accepted our request to publish our paper, but they have said like they will select it only few or the topic which they like. So to which we have decided not to go with the Primus publication for a single reason, since they are going to quit certain paper which is not of their choice. So we have decided with this idea, like we are going to include those paper which are Rekha ma'am's student, mostly those who have taken their degrees under Rekha ma'am. So we have decided to include those paper and their paper. So with that idea, we have come up with this literary circle, and we have decided to go with the literary circle, the publisher of this book. So it was very great, and this journey took some year, but it is all because of Padma ma'am, Jiva ma'am, sir, and Archana ma'am, those who have worked relentlessly to this idea to culminate in a book. So I am very thankful to all this editor, and all this thing has been possible just because of Professor Rekha ma'am, who is our mentor, who is our guide, and there are, see, words are very few to explain her, because throughout her journey, I have seen how, very eager to, very zealed for the work, and not only in the night, because I remember when I used to do my MA. So she said in the one of the class, like late in the night, she was watching or she was preparing a note early in, till the 4 o'clock early in the morning. So that was a zeal she is having to teach to the student, and that zeal has came in us uh, gradually or like that, but it has came in us, and we are also contributing, and she was always ready to help us throughout our PhD days, throughout our MPhil days, even in MA days. I remember. So it was personally and professionally, we are much, honored to be guided by Professor Rekha ma'am, and we will always, the words which are not enough to describe her, but still, I say like she is a motherly figure, an academician, a real academician who has already been publishing, who has at this point of time, she is also asking me, when I was teaching at Amity University, she used to keep on asking me, what are the courses you are teaching there? What are the things you are doing? What are the paper you are taking? And here, when I have joined in the VIT universities, again, she was asking me, what are the paper you are going to teach there? Please let me know, and how we can improve further. So that zeal is, I guess, very few people are having. So that zeal make me keep moving. And I hope all of us, those who are attending this meeting, so that thing is there among them as well. Rekha ma'am has always, keep us moving in that sense in academics. So I'm very glad like she has joined and she has guided us. So it is a kind of an emotional day, but it is a day to celebrate, a day to felicitate our ma'am and our mentor. I'm very glad. Welcome you all. On this note, I'll hand over this talk to Padma ma'am, who is going to introduce about the book and about all the things she has done. So over to you, Padma ma'am.
Thank you, Rizwan.
Thank you, ma'am.
Like this. I think we did not meet earlier, but this is the forum where,
Ma'am,
am I audible?
your voice is not audible as such.
I request all others to mute themselves except Padma ma'am.
I think I am audible now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's very nice to see all of you. Though I did not meet personally, I keep hearing and I keep talking through mails and things like that. So it's very. I'm honored to to be part of the meeting, and it's all because of Rekha ma'am. So we're all together, and even after we left university and we are in our own circles, but still we are together. It's all because of Rekha ma'am, the one uniting factor. So, yeah, it gives me, in fact, a great pleasure in introducing the book, The Gender Narratives Voicing New Concerns, Essays in Honor of Professor Rekha Pande, our dearest teacher, our loving teacher, in fact. So to start with, I'll just I should say that this book is a dearest subject of Professor Rekha ma'am, gender and the various discourses. The issue that she has been continuously working and she's been continuously addressing, and that's what she has many times she has experienced. She has shared her experiences, personal, professional experiences. She has shared with us, and we were also with her during that part. So she is. It's an undercurrent, actually. So to say, gender is an undercurrent in all our lives, influencing our actions, reactions, and emotions. And gender in itself is a crucial narrative in the global development. In this context, I think we, the students of Rekha ma'am, we prefer to publish this book as a complement to her tireless work, which is continuing. So just to go through to give you an overview of the book, it's a collection of about 16 different papers or articles written by academic fraternity from various departments and specializations. Mostly, as Rizwan said, they're all somehow or the other. Most of us are students of Dr. Rekha, and some of them are associates and friends. So what we did was, while doing the work for the book, for bringing the volume, we tried to broadly categorize all the papers into four sections. We have received about 16 papers, and we divided them into about four sections. The first section, Girl Child Education and Empowerment, it focuses on women's position and condition in the present day society, the discriminatory social practices, and the various strategic measures that have been taken towards women's empowerment. That's through the medium of education, through the medium of the state. The, the four papers that are in that, I'm not going into the details of those papers, but all the papers look into the concept of how education and empowerment go together in terms of addressing the gender concerns and gender challenges that women are facing. And the second section, Women and the Livelihood. The papers in this part of the book present the economic angle of the various gender discourses. As we all know, majority of women are engaged in informal employment, and thereby particularly in the rural area, and thereby their contribution has been undermined. And in all overall economy, global economy, or the country's economy, whatever we speak about, the contribution of women is undermined. But at the same time, as we see in the paper of Sir Sudhakar, uh, there has been a lot of development that is going on with the women in self-help movement, but that has not been acknowledged, and the potential of it has to be opened up. So the papers expose both the concerns, potential, and the contributions of women for the livelihood of their families. And there's the first paper that goes in into the property, community property resources. Even that has, various development aspects have out. I mean, they have taken out the community resources and then the development has moved forward, but at the same time it's the paper gives an important note. It gives us an important note that the traditional mechanisms also have to be looked into in terms of addressing gender and particularly women's concerns and contributions towards country's economy. So that's how each paper has its own view of presenting the contribution of women in one way or the other. And as we see in another paper about women's economy, I mean, in the question of the street vendors, it also exposes another profession of women, and that too for their families. And there are various gender concerns in it. So every paper has in its own context, unique in its way. And the next session we talk about is gender and space within the realm of socio-cultural and spacious and religious norms. And the different papers in this section deal with the socio-cultural context of determining the space of the women. Is it urban space? Even in urban space, there's a lot of context. There's a lot of challenges and discrimination that's been faced by women, limitations. So where is the question? And the paper about sports in Kerala that also exposes the position of women and the concerns within the sport, which has been very, uh, it's been very, in say concerns for all of us. So this is how in every sphere, the space is being limited for women. That's what we understood from these papers. And the last section, when we talk about, is gender violence and conflict. It deals again with the different contexts of violence and gender dimensions. And in that, we try to, include such papers as the need to understand gendered, gender and gender discrimination and gender practices against men, as they are also a part of the whole structure. Gender means it's not just women; it's, as we all know, gender is something which is overwhelming part of our socio-cultural situation. So violence against women, men, in the case of domestic violence in Iran, in terms of meher and payments and these things are definitely very particularly discussed by the author in that time. Hence, I should say that though the papers are broadly put into these sections, the very each and every paper has its specific diversity and its locality, and then presents the well-researched nuances of gender in their regional, socio-cultural context, and again based on the individual research studies by the authors themselves. And then thereby we get to read through them as we go through the facts and figures in each article. So I feel it, it brings out various narratives and the discourses, but then again there is still to be done. What I feel is, now I feel, when after going through all the things, right now I feel the areas still to be touched are the questions of masculinity. There is the gender identities, the different sexual and gender identities, and then the need for equality and the equity approaches, as of now everybody is talking about, and then gender transformative approaches, which every field is talking about right now in terms of equity approach. So the overall changing gender scenario in the world needs to come in, and I think maybe subsequently we all will try to put in more contributions in that. And in that case I feel, and I also, in my inside of the heart, I feel that this book will begin. It's a beginning. It's not an end. And then there will be many more to come. That's what I feel about this. And then I do hope that this well-researched volume meets the reader's need and quest for more on gender. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity for introducing this book. And besides that, I would say that Rekha ma'am is very dear to me, though I always talk to her whenever I am in a very urgent need. Generally, I don't disturb her. I don't talk to her. She also maintains the silence. But the time we meet and but the time when we talk as if we are there every day contacting each other. That's how the the relationship between me and Rekha goes on and on. It's been 35 years as of now, but still we are, together. In that context, I feel very honored to be in this meet today, and it's a great opportunity for me to, go through the papers, edit them. Though it's voluminous work, but at the same time, I feel great, and I feel so honored to be part of the whole exercise. Thank you, Rizwan.
Thank you,
Thank
Padma
you.
ma'am. Thank you,
Thank
Padma
you,
ma'am,
ma'am.
for speaking. And let me tell you, ma'am, this is a beginning for you. Like I know, like Rekha ma'am might be a little bit
Yeah.
emotional. So let me tell you, like it is a beginning for you, ma'am. Since all of your students are joined several institutions and they are going to take this journey ahead with your all your affection and whatever you have taught to us, and we are ready to being that embark on that journey. So on that note, I'll request Dr. S. Jivanandam to introduce our guest. Over to you, Jivan. Yeah, over to you, Jivan brother. We are not audible. You have to unmute yourself. Yeah, please unmute yourself, Jivan. No.
Uh,
Yeah, now
Laptop
is it
or
okay?
mobile? It's
Oh,
okay now.
now it's fine,
Yeah,
no? One second. Sorry, because of some technical issue, Rajesh sir is joining from other link. So I
yeah.
became admin for Rajesh sir's link. That's why the technical delay that's happening. One
Okay.
second. Yeah. It was a great pleasure for me to be here. How can I say? This is one of the what Rizwan Ahmed said. Nah? This is one of the kind of a very emotional moment. When the first volume came, we are not very much sure what is going to happen. But this volume, we know what we have did. So first of all, actually, I would like to welcome you all. It's my privilege to introduce the three of the speakers. In the beginning, I would like to invite Professor Gillian Youngs. Uh, she has held professional and visiting scholar positions in the UK and USA and also in Hong Kong. She was a leading figure in the development of feminist international relations in the UK and held leadership roles in the USA in the International Studies Association, Feminist Theory and Gender Studies section. She was a vice president of the ISA in 2008 and 2009. Her international profile includes scholarly practice-based work with women in Africa, Asia, Europe, and the USA, as well as high-level expert roles related to both gender and innovation at the European Commission. She is pleased and honored to say that Professor Rekha Pande is one of her long-standing international colleagues with whom she has worked closely over many years, including as a co-editor of the International Feminist Journal of Politics with Gillen, co-founded in 1991. Gillen's book are International Relationship in a Global Age and Global Political Economy in the Information Age, and also Power and Body and Digital World, Connectivity, Creativity and Rights. And also she is editor of three more other books. So it's a great privilege for her, madam, to be here. Ma'am, I'm requesting you to start your presentation. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm assuming you can hear me. Okay. This is such fun to be part of this group, and it feels like a real community.